Thanks for coming in today. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So first and foremost, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions about yourself, and then at the end of the interview you can ask me any questions. So I'm just going to ask you to tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Olivia Bryson and I'm a sophomore at Thomas More College. I'm an accounting major and I'm on the dance team here.
Awesome. Can you tell me why you chose your major?
I chose it because I was a business major and then I was required to take an accounting course, and I just really loved learning how to do it and learning all the methods and stuff that we have to use.
Okay, awesome. And so can you run me through your resume just a little bit, like your previous work experience and the responsibilities that you had?
Yeah, so I got my first job at Walgreens, and I worked there for a full year. And I basically just stock shelved there. I was a cashier, and I did a lot of greeting, and I basically did anything that they needed me to do. And then now I work at Texas Roadhouse, and I'm a hostess there. So I just greet people when they come in, take them to their table, make sure they have bread and everything. I also do updating, and I can do basically anything there too, except be a server.
Awesome. So now I'm just going to ask you some questions based on your experiences here at Thomas More so far. So the first question for you is, if you could, how would you plan your academic study differently, and then why?
I think I would try to spend more time running through all of my notes and stuff ahead of time. Sometimes I tend to cram, but I think that's just a natural thing that every student does. But I think going through your notes each week would really help me a lot more than stressing out about it at the last minute.
Awesome. What college subjects do you currently like best for this semester?
Well, accounting. Obviously, I really like that class. I'm also in an economics class, which we are covering a lot of material, but it's interesting to me, so I really enjoy learning the new things in there.
Cool. And so, do you prefer working independently or with groups?
I would say independently, because I feel like you can get, I don't know, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so if you do it independently, you make sure that everything's getting done the right way, but I'm not opposed to working in groups. I think that can help, different situations, it would be better to work in groups.
Okay, awesome. And so, if I were to ask your professors to describe you in 3 words, what would they be?
I would say dedicated, responsible, and on time. So
Punctual?
Yes.
Perfect. That's a good one. So, also, who is your best teacher and why?
I would say right now it would probably be Dr. Mitchell, which is my accounting professor. She's just really helped me, not just in accounting, she's helped me through everything that I've had to deal with. She's my advisor also.
Okay.
So she just she really knows which way to guide me, and she's very helpful.
Awesome. So you mentioned you participate on the dance team, and so how would you say that that's prepared you for life outside of school?
I think it's helped me just, like I said, I like working individually, but it's helped me be a part of a team and learn everything about other people and really work together, because when we work together, then the ending result ends up being really good.
That's great. So what is your biggest challenge as a student?
I would probably say studying is the hardest thing. And I think that's just because I didn't really have to study in high school. So going into college, I didn't expect it to be that different. And it's a lot different. If you don't study, you're not going to do well.
So that's all the questions I have about your experiences. Now these are just going to be a couple questions going back to you. So what would you say or consider your greatest strength to be?
I would say my greatest strength would be my dedication to things. Once I start something, I'm not going to quit. I want to get it done, and I want to make sure that I do it to the best of my abilities.
Awesome. And so then with that, what would you say your greatest weakness or strength is? Weakness.
Weakness? I would say my greatest weakness is probably being a perfectionist, but I also think that it plays into a strength, because it does push me to do better in things, but sometimes it might take a little longer to do things.
Awesome. So how do you handle stress and pressure?
I think I handle it pretty well. I have been in a stressful situation when I was deciding on my college. I actually decided on a different college in Bardstown, Kentucky, and they ended up closing a couple months before school started, so they closed in like June. And so I had to kind of make a quick decision on where I was going to end up going. And I decided on Thomas More because that was the only other school I'd visited. And it wasn't that I didn't like Thomas More, I just really loved St. Catherine. That was the school. So I think I handled that situation pretty well because it was very stressful. I mean, not a lot of people have to deal with that. So I think I handled it pretty well.
That's awesome. So then I asked you how your professors would describe you. So how would you describe yourself?
I would say that I'm basically the same things. I'm friendly and responsible.
Okay. And so what motivates you?
I think my future motivates me a lot. You know, thinking ahead of like what's going to happen in the future really makes me think of like the choices I'm making now, because I want to have a family, I want to have a full-time job, you know, I want to get married and everything. So I think that really pushes me to like work really hard so I can get everything done.
Awesome. That is all the questions I have for you. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.